Yes. I work at a gentleman's club. We need another game. Yep, we shall be hit up on Discord or what or whatever. Good night! Alright, so that was a whole bunch of really good information. I have so much more. So much more. General ranting? Did I read this? There's not a lot of ranting. I'm gonna need a drink of water while I read the rants. Did you get through the Fire and Flames? Nope, because I do not have the Fire and Flames. And even if I did, I don't want to break my fingers. Okay. This is the rant area, where you can vent about all the people who messed up your day. Someone misgendered you, you can't stand your family, someone said something nasty in the street, whatever it is, if you want to talk about it, this is the place. There's just one rule. Don't just comment on someone's post with something like, but you should have said, done, blah. It's already unpleasant to live with the bad stuff that can happen in our daily lives. If we can avoid reminding people about how they could have responded better, that'd be great. So something happened to me Simba. I like that name. Let me explain. I'm just wearing my hair differently for now, waiting to work up the guts to tell my mom that I'm trans. The thing is that when I was out with her, someone working in the store called me sir. She gave them a nasty look and corrected them. Personally, I was super happy. Whatever you are, man, woman, in the end, people see what they want to see. Yes, the Cho Simba one, Dimkara, the Cho Simba one. Haha, it's really cool. For me, it's great when my colleagues make sure they say he when they talk about me. That way they're so careful, it really is touching. I came out to a childhood friend a while ago. She took it pretty well. She told me she had nothing against it, that it changed to nothing, and that we'd always be friends. And after that, she started to explain her point of view on trans people, like how gender is just a social construct and societal phenomenon, but for some reason, even 3 years later, she still calls me she. That kind of thing is so frustrating. I used to correct her all the time. I don't anymore, but I feel like it didn't sink in at all. Yeah, people like that who think they know everything can be really annoying. They're not so intelligent after all. To be honest, it was just a social thing. I'm not sure if we'd even do all these things to change ourselves. It just shows that your friend really doesn't get it for her to say something like that. I'll keep this short. Today I had the pleasure of being used as a token by my best friend. He's one of those, look everyone, I've got a trans friend. I'm so tolerant types. Firstly, I don't necessarily want to announce to the world that I'm trans, and secondly, busy being a bum. And secondly, I just felt like saying, what? The best bet is people nudging you all evening and saying how it must be so much easier for you to hit on people because you know both sides of the fence. Yeah, we're all pickup masters, that's for sure. I sometimes get comments from friends because I don't know how long they'll stay friends. They tell me not to hit on them because I'm trans, and if I jump on them or suddenly change my orientation just because I'm changing my gender. Oh my god, did you hear about the fire at the LGBT Center in Melrin? Ooh, there was a fire? So he did die. What happened? Homophobic scum set it on fire. Fortunately, I've just heard that no one was hurt. How do you know it was homophobes? I didn't see anything about it on TV. Tell me about it. We all know the media only tell half the story. Would it kill them to use the words hate crime? Because I can guarantee that's what it was. The firemen have already found that the fire was arson. For the last 3 months, we've been receiving threats in the mail saying that they'd set it on fire if we didn't leave town. Wow, I knew Marin wasn't a particularly welcoming place for the LGBT community, but it's even worse than I thought. I take it from your message that you were a member of the center. Are you okay? Yeah, I volunteer at the center a lot. I'm feeling down. H says so. You've given out quite a lot of personal information there that might help someone figure out who you are outside the forum. Normally that's against the forum rules. I don't want to hassle you, but I just want to make sure forum members feel protected. Jesse Star, don't worry. Everyone in Melrin knows me anyway. And seeing how they're trying to make us all shut up at the moment, I don't want to hide. I want to shout from the rooftops to fight for our rights. No one can silence me. Well said, H says so. Thanks for everything you've done at the center. I hope it gets rebuilt again real quick. I hope so too. Anyone want to adopt me? I can't deal with my parents anymore. I'll adopt you, Sam Thing. What happened with your parents? Just a warning. It's a long story. You might want some popcorn. It was Melissa. I called it. I totally called it. From the beginning. Like 15 minutes in. Check tapes. Where in the stream archives does it say that I called it? Anyways. So I've got an older cousin who I've never really known well. Because he disappeared when I was little. It's been over 10 years since I heard anything from him. His brother and I were always told that he had run off to join a cult, so we never really tried to find out more. Last week, I found a wedding invitation in the mailbox from this exact cousin. Huge surprise. He's marrying another man. My older cousin, who I haven't heard of for over a decade, is marrying another guy. In my family, aka the most homophobic family in the world. They even said it was a good thing that the LGBT center was burned down, so you could see what I mean. I talked about it with my other cousin, his little brother. He told me that he's found a wedding invitation in his dad's office too. He got a hold of the contact info and called his big brother. Well, as it turns out, the whole cult story told us to our parents was a complete lie. He never joined a cult. It was his parents who kicked him out of the same day he came out to them, and they refused to speak to him ever again. That's awful. Wait. Why did he invite them to his wedding? I don't understand. Well, sometimes people change. It might have been an attempt by Sam Think's cousin to reach out. It's a brave thing to do. Brave, but useless. The invite ended up in the garbage. Shitty parents. Anyway, I know what's in store for me if I ever decide to come out. Don't think that way, Sam Thing. Maybe your parents told you that because it's what your aunt and uncle told them. That's what I thought too. Then I talked with them about the invite, and it ended up like this. Me. So I saw an invite to cousin's ex-wedding. Parents, yeah, what a disgrace. How dare you invite us to his cultist ceremony? Me, but it's a wedding. What's wrong with that, parents? No, he's not getting married. Marriage is between a man and a woman. What he's doing is an abomination. It's the cult of homosexuals. It's not exactly what they said, but you get the idea. Ah, okay. Your parents sound awesome. Help. I know this has nothing to do with the thread. Oh, okay. His password. Okay. Oh, I get it. If I just type in the wrong password several times, I'll get a new password sent to my email. Hey, the thing I wanted to do to get into the dating app is what's going to get me into the trans... what is this? BU forum? I was... Big brain. A little too early. Alright, so coming out. How many more of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, this is a long thread. Alright, this section is all about coming out. If you've done it and want to talk about it, this is the place. If you haven't dared to try yet and you want some encouragement, you've come to the right place too. Right, we have to learn the lore. We're almost done. We need to learn the lore. This is the first time I visited this kind of forum, so sorry if this isn't the right place for this spot. I'm completely lost and I don't know what to do. My boyfriend told me he's trans. I don't understand. I really don't understand how does someone think that. He's always been very masculine. He plays hockey. He has a big beard. Where did he get the idea that he's a woman? Not to mention that he's got penez. He said he's not bothered by his sex, but is he going to cut it off? He told me he's sure that he wants to start being a woman at home, but I don't know. I don't understand. I'm scared. Is he going to start shaving and wearing skirts? It's ridiculous. Did he really just mean to say that he's gay, but doesn't want to admit it? Is he going to leave me for a man? Help? Whoa there, calm down. There are a lot of questions in your message, so I'm going to try and answer them the best I can. Nah, he's probably finishing the game. Oh yeah. Nothing isn't right. I'm too invested now. We need to figure this out. So anyways. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on making the effort to come here and ask your questions. It's the best way to get some constructive answers from people who understand. I know that you feel lost, particularly because this is the first time you've encountered a transgender person. Start off, take a deep breath. It might not all make sense to begin with, but that's normal. It's complicated for most people. To try and explain the concept of being transgender, simply try to remember this. Sex is between the legs, gender between the ears. When we're born, we normally take on gender that matches our sex. Sometimes it matches, so we're cis. Sometimes it doesn't match, and so we're trans, which is the case of the person you're with. It's not the kind of thing that happens suddenly. Trans people normally take years to realize that something isn't right, and then a few more years to clearly identify the source of the problem, their gender. Sometimes it takes less time. It's still not something that happens overnight. And then you have all the difficulties that come with trying to present as your gender, and all the discrimination you face when you start to transition. Being transgender isn't a choice, it's simply realizing who you really are inside. Coming out is a different thing, however. Some people never tell anyone that they are transgender, for various reasons, but I'm going off topic. With regard to the fears you have over the sex of the person you're with, being transgender doesn't automatically mean undergoing genital operations. Basically, being trans is how you feel. It's your identity. It doesn't always have to do with how your body looks. So what you do or don't do to change it. Someone's gender can be different to the one they were assigned at birth. They will still be comfortable with their sex. Being transgender just means that a person wants to be recognized by others as the gender they identify with, and not the one they were given. So the person you're with has told you that she's comfortable with having a penis. It's not an unusual situation for transgender people. About her wanting to present as a woman at home, no one can really answer that for you. It's different for everyone. Some trans women wear makeup, some don't. Some dress in a very feminine way with dresses and accessories. Others just wear a bra, sit down together and have a talk about it. Finally, gender is very different from sexual orientation. They're two separate things. I don't know anything about the sexual orientation of the person you're with, but she might be homosexual, she might like women, she might be bisexual, or anything in between. It's something else you need to sit down and talk about. It's normal to feel lost in this kind of situation, and you have some problems. Generally, the partners of trans people go through the same stages of grief during their partner's transition. They deny it, become sad, angry. It's perfectly normal. Communication is essential to prevent as many problems as possible in the months or years to come. Good luck with everything. Damn, I got educated right there. Yeah, getting ready for bed just in case. I'm gonna be in bed just in case this gets boring. So this game's overall goal is to get people comfortable with labels in themselves. Excellent. Jeffrey. Yeah, it seems like it. It's definitely not what I was expecting. I mean, I don't mind, but it's it started one way and it looks like it's ending another way. Again, I don't mind. I'm invested. We're gonna finish this. Anyways, great answer, Heidi Boss 17. It's great to see someone so motivated to give such in-depth answers to others. I'd like to expand on a few points. Not all trans people feel that something isn't right. Sometimes they feel happy with their lives, but realize that traditional elements related to the opposite gender make them happier. For example, identifying as the opposite gender in an online game, or wearing makeup when it comes to trans women. So not all trans people are necessarily unhappy, thankfully. Whoa. Meets the person as a tiny little anime girl. Sunshine. I'd recommend looking for other groups of people who are in the same situation as you. I know that it helped my friend a lot at the time when I came out. You can try going to your local LGBT center, if there is one. And like Heidi Boss 17, I'd like to wish you good luck. It might not always seem that way, but things do get better with time. If you really love your partner, you need to understand that she's going to need very careful attention. It's not always going to be easy because beginning a transition can be very exhausting mentally. One way to help might be to start referring to her using her preferred pronouns. This person has told you that they feel like a woman. It'd probably be better to talk about her using feminine pronouns. I agree with flip-flop-flat. Then we need to be careful not to misgender people. Using the right pronouns is the first stage of acceptance. On the other hand, this person might not want you to use feminine pronouns to refer to them. Ideally, you should ask her what she prefers. Yeah, I think James is trying to tell us something. Stop watching the stream. You sick? That's not good in these times. Thanks, Tessie Star and Heidi Boss 17 for your answers. I admit that I wasn't really worried when I wrote my first post. I think it really helped me step back and see things more clearly. I'm still worried though. I'm not a lesbian at all. I've always liked men. And after him coming out to me, I thought about it. I really can't see myself being with a woman. I love my man, but I don't know if I can love him as a woman. That's another big question for the partners of trans people. Unfortunately, no one other than you can answer that one. Maybe you should take some time and wait a while to see the transition and then decide what you want to do in the long haul. If you find you can still love them as a partner, then then great. But if that's not the case, it's not the end of the world. Really, this person is going through a transition so they can feel better about themselves. They're not doing it to make you uncomfortable and make you unhappy. Everyone has their preferences, and if you're straight and it doesn't work for you, there's nothing you can do about it. If that's the case, the best thing to do is separate, and it's no one's fault. Though the transition is going to take a lot of kindness and understanding on your part, don't forget that you have needs too, and you need to look out for your own well-being as well. It's awful not to know, but take the time to think about it. Whatever happens, the right decision is the one that makes you happy. It'll all work out somehow. Sick of my predator kills. Damn. In any case, I really hope it all goes well for you, Sunshine. Personally, I wouldn't even dare to come out to my girlfriend, because I'm sure she'd never accept it. I've always tried to mention her once that I was wondering about my sexuality, and then I thought I might be attracted to guys and girls, and she'd tell me that it was impossible, that you either had to be straight or gay, and if it was gay, that it was something that needs fixing. So I think telling her I want her to think of me as a girl isn't even worth the effort. Well, the way your girlfriend thinks is shit. Of course you can be bisexual and like guys and girls at the same time, or even non-binary people. Thinking that being gay is something that needs to be fixed? Seriously, why on earth are you with her? She's got plenty of good qualities, apart from that. Oh. She's got them curves. Nice! Mostly done with classes. Hell yeah. Hopefully they're passed. Yeah, but still, how can you be with someone who can accept you for who you are? It's complicated. I prefer not to talk about it here. Okay. Sorry, I won't push anymore. I don't understand. What's the difference between bi and trans? I repeat, gender is very different from sexual orientation. Gender is what you are. Sexual orientation is what you are attracted to. You might be trans and be attracted to men or women, or both, or none. Being trans has nothing to do with sexual orientation. It's like saying I'm trans, so I must like cupcakes. It's just silly. Everyone has preferences. There are people who aren't trans who like cupcakes, trans people who don't like cupcakes, and vice versa. Who doesn't like cupcakes? Hi everyone. I finally worked up the courage to post after lurking on here for the last few weeks. Let me introduce myself. Nahi. I'm 15, I love cupcakes. I'm posting here because, well, I don't like being a boy. Nope, that's not right. I don't feel like a boy. I don't really know what I am, but I know that calling myself a guy makes me feel weird. I know the word trans because it's something I read that explained what LGBT means, but I'm still a bit lost. To be trans, do I have to transition and become a girl completely? Because, well, I don't feel completely comfortable being a boy. I also don't feel happy telling myself that I could be a girl either. Help? Oh, finally a post I feel like I can answer. First of all, hiya. Pleased to meet you. Well done for working up the courage to post here. And don't worry about it. Some people lurk for months. You only took a few weeks. In fact, you really remind me of myself. I was born with a vagine, but I don't feel like a girl. I don't feel like a boy either. I'm sort of in between. Something we generally call non-binary. So I'm not a man or a woman, but something between the two. I don't have a problem with someone mistaking me for a girl on the street. And most of my friends use feminine pronouns, but some days I dress very masculine with the binder to hide my breasts, and sometimes even a false beard, and I use masculine pronouns. It depends on how I feel that day. I'm not a woman, I'm not a man. In the end, I'm just me. So maybe that's what you're feeling. In that case, then welcome to the club. Damn, I say welcome to the club. I'm not excited about cupcakes. Don't really like cake. Alright, same here. But cheesecake, that's a different thing. Ah, it's cute to see Captain Cupcake so excited. I think I've got a few things to add to your response. Gender isn't some kind of switch with boy on one side and girl on the other. Even me, a trans man using hormones and going through a mastectomy operation to remove breasts, I don't feel 100% a man. I'm close and identify as one and present myself as a man, but not 100%, that's all. There's no good or bad way to be trans. It's all about finding your comfort zone, both of the gender you identify with and the gender you present to others. You might feel very feminine, but present as a man and use he in your daily life. It's all about what you're comfortable with. So Neely, you're probably not 100% a man, but it doesn't mean you have to be 100% a woman either. And even if you are 100% woman, you don't have to take hormones or have an operation if you don't want to. Take your time, explore your gender and your identity, see where it takes you. If in the end you realize that your identity is non-binary, cool. You can talk about it with people here, like Captain Cupcake. If you realize that you're more female, that's cool too. You can also talk about it with people here. Do you have any other questions? Wow, I didn't think I'd get such a good answer so quickly. Thank you both, you're great. I still feel lost, but it's reassuring to know I'm not alone. So now I'd like to ask someone else. I think I want to explore my more feminine side, but I have no idea how to do it. Any suggestions? I want to start off small. I'm not exactly going to go out in a dress and heels tomorrow or anything. I don't have any, in any case. I don't think you need to look far for that. If you have friends who are open to it, or if you have a mom or sister and you're able to borrow their stuff quietly enough for them not to notice, you can ask them if you can borrow nail polish.